All right, working on my 2001 F350, doing the rear end swap with the later model suspension. You can see I've got my dash in here, worked out pretty well. Swap helper helped me out with that. Got all the door panels, everything else. And so anyway, it's turning out pretty good. I'm gonna do the late model nose. I'm gonna go with the 08 to 10, so we're what people call the 6.4 for an end. I just like them better. It's just me, but you can do a later model as well. But main thing is you got the 7.3. A lot of work went into the turn signal lights because you do have to rewire all of that if you want everything to work. So you gotta, while the dash is out, run your harness inside underneath the dash and splice all that in. Had a white door, had to replace it. Had it jam painted, so looks really nice. It's gonna be that. I call it the Bullet Green. If anybody's familiar with Bullet, the movie Bullet with Steve McQueen, this is the color, same color that went on the Bullet car. And a lot of the Ford trucks are painted this color, so I'm sticking with it. I like it. So here's the rear end that I'm working with right now. So I bought a 2009 F350 donor truck. It had 410 gears in it and it had less than 80,000 miles. It was a pretty good find. Even got the wheels off of it and everything. So I could roll this thing around because your wheels, everything's different. The advantage, longer springs, better ride. So I'm looking forward to feeling how this thing drives around with this newer setup. As you can see, where the old brackets used to be, if you look right here, right there, the bracket was right here. And took it off, which is fun. And then you get the bracket off the 08 to 10, whatever you want to use there. But anyway, I've got the bracket off. Took a while because you got to grind all the welds off. And then I bolted this up and then welded it in place. It would have been easier to buy brackets, true. And there's aftermarket brackets. But the reason I want to do this is because it's got the hole for the emergency brake. So everything will be, when you look back here, it's going to look like a factory later model truck. And nothing's going to be out of place. It would be just as if you were looking underneath that, later model truck, except for a few things. So, but I like it because everything lines up here. As you can see, lines right up with the stops on that overload spring. As you can see, that one does as well. So, I don't know, the best thing to do is find a good donor truck. That way you have everything you need. All this is original, no problems. You don't need to worry about any of that. So, I gotta figure this out. I can't remember exactly. Someone will look at the old donor, but I think it bolts up somewhere right here. So again, got the later model diff. You have to modify the draft shaft so it'll fit as well. Most of your drive shaft shops should be capable of doing that. Just take your original drive shaft, take the one out of the donor truck, take it up there, tell them what you're doing, give them the measurements center to center. And of course, another thing is you got to make sure the differentials, the pinion angle is correct. There's a lot of videos that show you how to do that. And it's real easy to do that. And you can use your phone and do the arithmetic that way if you need to. And all you want is close. You don't need perfection, not with one of these trucks. Now some of these short wheelbase, maybe, but the longer wheelbase, you got a carrier, it's not such a big deal. So I'm gonna take that drive shaft back off and clean it up and everything, make it look nice, but just kind of test fitting everything right now. The blocks, PMF suspension, as you can see, it's got an angle on it. I needed that to get my pinion up. So don't do what I did and order the wrong blocks the first time. You have to have this, at least for this application I did. So that worked out. Also, theirs are adjustable. So I had to basically move my differential forward on these springs. So as you can see, the whole differential's moved forward. So, and the reason for that, you're probably wondering why. Your wheel well, when you put the bed on, your wheel will not be centered with the bed. And that's a big, it stands out. So again, if you get this kit here, you can move it around just however you need it. Until the holes are slotted, so you got plenty of room for movement there as well. But anyway, I'm really liking how everything turned out. You can see where that old bracket was there. So this ought to give me a lot better, softer suspension. So anyway, just in the process of cleaning up the frame and painting it. And it's not going to be a show truck. It's going to be a driver, but it's going to be a really nice driver. So can't wait for it to get finished. If you have any questions, just post it.